And so is the temple of the Lord. He is holy. And so are the things that is in there. You will see. If you go, you see the work of the Lord. Sometimes this happens when people write to come, but the Lord have always come to defend the church. You see that in the book of Numbers in chapter 12, when Miriam decided to challenge Moses. And they claim there are also ministers. So everybody is not ministers and everybody is not the same and equal. For the Lord have distinguished on by the gift that he has given unto them, by his own calling, by his own choice and his own will, not by the will of man or choice of man. So when people come to you to claim that they are men of God, you should ask yourself, who made them men of God? How did they know? And how do you know they are indeed men of God? Is it because of what they have called? For you to make an excuse to say, oh, you didn't know what is a man of God, whether his man is a man of God or not. And that is where you ask God for the spirit of discernment to discern, to find out if indeed that the Lord had called such a man. And if the man is operating within the calling that the Lord has given to them, according to the gift of the promise that he made in the book of 1 Corinthians in chapter 12. For all are not prophets, each was given a gift, that those gifts are to be used for the good of man and the good of the kingdom of the Lord of God, in whom and through whom that all gifts come from. Miriam was not equal to Aaron, neither was he equal to the sons of Aaron, or was she equal to Moses. Neither was Moses equal, no, neither was Aaron equal to Moses. For him, God had chosen him for a special purpose and designated him and had placed him over all. The man like to challenge like some that like to challenge. They challenge me too. Oh, it's not everywhere. It's not only then, but everywhere. We see that happen when people begin to claim and they climb and take unto themselves this stool that does not belong unto them. They stand on a pulpit that does not belong unto them. And those that do evil and wickedness who themselves refuse. Miriam could have listened when she was questioned by Moses, but yet thinking and leaning in her own understanding, she challenged Moses. Then he was brought to the Lord, as I often do, when a man blasphemes, when a woman blasphemes, and when they put themselves up in challenge with the Lord, when they refuse the mercy and love of God, and they refuse to change their ways, as in the case of the landlord I told you over our church in Enugu in Nigeria. That was not the first time, it's not even the all. Did you also hear that the CEO of YouTube has died? Few days ago, and if you do follow our ministry, and you will heard me at the complaint of what they had done. They refused that I am able to do a live broadcast, even during COVID, before COVID and during COVID. And they all did in all their wars of those that like to war against me, against our ministry, because they don't want to hear the truth. And which one of them have stopped the word that the Lord has proclaimed through my mouth from coming to pass? Not a single one. And in all their fights, which one of them have succeeded? Not a single one. But yet they fight, and today she is dead and died from the same incurable disease the Lord has placed upon her. Susan Wojcicki, while her family may be sorrow and I feel sad for her family, I feel sad when things like this happen. But she was warned about her actions in the censorship of deciding and playing God to decide who can be able to stay and stand in the platform to be able to reach out to people like every other person. So when they see people who don't agree with them, they stop them and they stop their dreams and their visions and their work, even when that is commissioned and commanded by God, as they had tried and continue to stop our ministry from being able to propagate the gospel. And today, Sundar Pichai, who is the CEO of Google, is alive today. Tomorrow when he dies, and then somebody will want to feel sorry for him. But I sent him a letter of warning last year, maybe it's even up to a year, telling him that the company that is running should cease and desist from oppressing us, from their persecution of our ministry and our church, from their persecution of me in my account, that they cease, for them not to make sure that my intellectual properties are not lost, for them to restore back. Whether they did that by the order of a court or even if it is the Supreme Court of the United States. Today he's alive. Tomorrow when he dies of another incurable disease, and then somebody will say, oh, we have lost a genius. But he was one. And I am speaking prophetically because he has time to save himself. Because these rich and wealthy people, lords and oligarchs, and those that stand and command a lot of power, that use the work and materials that are paid by the people, by the common man, the hardworking people, in whichever nation they reside, they use it against the people, and they sit down and oppress them because they think they sit in the power. Where is Susan today? In the grave. And where is her powers? Sitting over you too. And if something happens to Pichai, where will he be? Will he say he was not warned like many that have been warned to cease and desist and leave my stuff alone and leave me alone? And leave me alone and let me be, so that I may do the work the Lord and my Father have sent me. Recently, with all kinds of attack that has been going on in the things that they have done recently, in the Microsoft, in their own ways too. Microsoft, the people, the company, which I have honored, used, supported in different capacities because of what they represent from the time as somebody that was oppressed too as a young boy, before he became a man, and then became great, and then decided to turn against God. One of my mass storage drive was just attacked by lying. And you see what some people are doing, manipulating, using Windows platform as a place, an instrument of delivering malware to attack people that it fails. It wants all mass storages to be disappear, flop disks and flop